Welcome to the Players Ball Podcast. It has been a few weeks since you talked to me, Alex the Great, and my brother from another MB. There have been multiple Falcons games that we will definitely get to. There's some news with the other birds. That we'll touch on. We'll be brief on that. But it's a beautiful time to be in the world of sports. Got basketball starting up tomorrow. The Hawks start on Wednesday. And there's some seasons that have come to a close. But y'all know why we're here. Do you know why we're here?
To talk some sports, some Atlanta sports.
To talk some sports, man. Mostly Atlanta. I actually want to start. Let's dive into these highways, man.
We got traffic incoming, covering all the biggest news in ATL sports, no matter the lane, no matter the highway. Let's get into it with Spaghetti Junction.
The Atlanta Braves had one of the, it seems dramatic to say worst seasons in recent memory, but it feels that way for sure.
I think it's factually accurate too. Like they had one of the worst seasons they've had. I mean, I think they went on like 7 straight division titles. First time in many, no playoff appearance. Like I think it sounds dramatic, but it's factually correct to say.
It hurts. It's that 10-game win streak at the end that, tries to change my mind. But their season's over. The MLB playoffs have continued. And I haven't watched any game, but there was a statistic that came across my Instagram the other day that I was like, what? Is that real? This man, Shohei Ohtani, is the GOAT. Definitely approaching being the greatest player of all time. He's about to win a second MVP. This man had a game where he struck out 10 people and hit 3 bombs. That is absolutely unheard of in a playoff game.
In a closeout game.
And the distance on those home runs were crazy. So there's been, I searched after that. I just started searching Shohei stuff, right? I clicked on his name. There was a clip of him when he was still in the Japanese league where this man hit a ball through, like, into, I guess it was a slit in the dome. Like they have maybe a fabric dome in Japan. He hit the ball so hard it went through the top of the dome. Right. Oh man, it is. I really wish we could have a player like that on our team. He is the true form of a generational talent. And that's not even a slight to Ronnie, because I think he is a great baseball player. He's one of the best players in the league right now, hands down. He is not on the same level as Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone in the league, minus the Dodgers, wishes they had a Shohei on their team.
Oh my goodness, man.
I'll put it in the words of one of our subscribers, Mr. Rick Jerry Terry, a.k.a. Brandon Chambers. Bro isn't even human. End quote.
Yeah.
Shohei
what a freak. In the most loving of ways, bro.
Yeah, what's wild is, for the last couple of years we've gotten to see Shohei's, hitting skills, base running skills, right? His bat is always on display, but this year was the first year in a few we've actually seen him pitch, and Buddy tops out at plus 100.
Yeah.
And throws absolute filth. And what's wild is I think before he got hurt, I don't know if he had I think he had Tommy John surgery. Before he got injured and took a couple years off, I don't think he was pitching that filthy. Like, I think this is a recent progression in his game, which is hard to believe that, like, he's just out here getting better after already being something that we just haven't seen. I think Babe Ruth is the only other player comparison who, hit and pitched And to see him doing it in the modern era where it's just so incredibly rare post, you know, little league, it's quite a sight to see. I've been following the playoffs quite a bit, but he's a must-watch talent, right? Like
He's a must watch.
anytime he's on the field, you got to tune in, see what he's going to do. 3 home runs in that game, and they were absolute tanks. Crazy enough, and then you throw in the pitching stats as you mentioned, and it's just unreal. I say he's a goat. He is the living
It was 10
goat.
strikeouts. Yeah, yeah, 10 strikeouts, but I think it was like 6 scoreless innings too, right? It's not like he just was striking people out but giving up hits. He might have played like 2-hit baseball in 6 innings, man. When you can do that on both sides of the ball, I mean, that's just incredibly special to watch.
And
To your point, it's not something that we've experienced in our time.
he's fast. He's a good base runner. He steals. Like, he literally does everything on the field well.
What's that called? 5-tool, 7-tool? Was he have 12-tool baseball? Ohtani's got every tool imaginable.
The traditional is 5-tool, but he's definitely got at least 6.
Oh man, I don't want to shout out the Dodgers, but shout out Shohei Ohtani, man. Dude, what he's doing in baseball, it makes the game exciting to watch. When I did see that stat, I saw it, and it was a closing game, so I haven't had the opportunity to watch him since, but I probably will watch the World Series. I watched it last year between them and the Yankees. I watched Freddie. Whew, go crazy. Dion wants to come on and talk about the Braves.
Let's do it.
Yeah, he has some strong opinions that he wants to.
I know he's gonna lay into some AA for sure.
Oh yeah, that is not his guy at all. But enough baseball. Our season's over. There is another team whose season ended on Saturday. Thank goodness. Atlanta United.
Good riddance.
And the news on, I'm telling you, because not only did I guess both clubs parted ways in one sense of the word or another with their managers. Schnitt elected to not re-up. I guess you would say it like that. Ronnie Dylan got fired. Had the Atlanta United had huge expectations. He had people out here spending money on Apple TV subscriptions, man, with excitement. The signings that they had in the off season were big, man. Latte La, they brought back Miggy, and I don't know that you could be more disappointed I could be more disappointed in Atlanta United.
No, and I got 2 things to say. One is I think I need to go Lakers fan route and sue Atlanta United for my Apple TV subscription money yet.
Get it back, man.
And if you haven't heard that conversation, go check out our last episode where we dive into a little details there. But my other statement is, yes, a very disappointing season. But, and this isn't even like a true but, Miggy did post a message to the fans, and if you haven't seen it, go check him out on Instagram, where he basically thanked the Sevens for sticking with them, saying that their presence could be felt, and how the team did not produce what the city and the club deserves, and just kind of a message saying, we understand where we're at and we apologize and we will get to work and do better. So I do appreciate the sentiment from Miggy, and I hope those words ring true going into next season and this club comes back invigorated and ready to get back to the form that we were used to just a few years ago.
When you started going down that road, I actually thought you were saying that he was going to retire. So I'm glad that is not what you were saying. I was like, how dare he
No,
don the
no.
stripes again to finish like that? Like you can't go out like that. That's sucker material for sure. But nah, I'll take that apology because he didn't perform. I know he scored. I think he scored in the last game. But he didn't do what we expected him to do.
No, I mean, and it's the whole team, it's the philosophy, it's from the manager all the way down. But he at least admitted to himself and to the fans that it was unacceptable.
What was the interim coach's name last year?
Rob Valentino or
Rob
Rob
Valentino.
Valentine?
Rob Valentino. Yeah. What? So one, it sounds like you were surprised that they fired him after a season when we were initially talking.
I was. I mean, surprised but unsurprised as well with just like how bad it went and the fact that it didn't improve, right? Like I could understand a manager in his first year with the club. It's a rough start, but there's some signs of promise. Well, this team didn't show any signs of improvement throughout the season, and so I think that's ultimately what the decision came down to. But yeah, for a guy to step in and only get 1 year, I think is pretty rare, right? Like most get some sort of grace period.
At least a half a season, right? On the follow up to see if they can make some corrections.
Yeah.
They had some injuries during that. So I just Googled Rob Valentino to see what he was up to because I know he left Atlanta last year or during the offseason. He's the head coach of the U19 men's national team, which seems like a pretty good gig. I mean, he's been passed over twice. Would it be spitting in his face to offer him the gig now? Would he take it?
I think if you're offered the job, it's hard to say no, but yeah, it's absolutely spit in his face. You've already spit in his face twice by passing him up after he basically turned the club around both times that he was interim.
Yeah.
I mean, the second time was a longer stint than the first, and the sample size is relatively small, but even in those small sample sizes, like the team played well for him. I don't understand the decisions. But that's why we're here talking about it.
Considering you're firing a coach after 1 year, right? You could have fired if it didn't work out for a full year as him as a head coach. You could have fired him after a year too.
Yeah,
seems like they're making some rash decisions, man. Is it still Garth Lagerwey? Is he in charge of the team?
I think he definitely left.
No, he's still president.
Who left? Someone else left recently. But either way, we need better United.
We deserve better. We had high hopes, man. We invested in the team.
I want my $100 back.
Financially.
I'm gonna contact my lawyer.
Oh man, yeah, man. You can get some pro bono work; it'd be worth it. Down back in there, man. Okay. There's another conversation that we had last week that I wanted to revisit. So the dogs had a nail biter. It actually didn't end up that close. They really tightened up on the last 5 minutes? Would you say?
Oh, the fourth quarter.
Oh yeah, they had like a single yard for a while in the fourth quarter. Ole Miss.
I think they had under 10 yards in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, so they tightened up. Georgia didn't keep scoring the way they did though. They had a couple field goals and then they had another touchdown. Like it didn't seem like anyone was going to get a stop for the entire first half and then into the third quarter as well.
Because they didn't.
Well, Georgia did. That's what turned it around. They got one stop.
In the first half.
In the first half, yeah, no.
Yeah, no one stopped anyone until the fourth quarter.
Yeah. Um, so it was a close game for a while. It looked like Ole Miss might have the juice. Their crowd was really into it. Their fans, that you thought they were pretty. I thought they were pretty deep in there on the broadcast, hearing them cheer. But then once Georgia got going, it was Georgia. The Georgia fans were nervous, as was I, sitting there watching on the couch. Right, you could tell that in the stadium, their presence wasn't felt until they finally got that defensive stop, and then there was no turning them off, which is good. They needed them, and I think that impacted the game as well. But Gunner Stockton, we talked about last week. Um, I wanted I wanted your thoughts on comparing him to last year's Carson Beck. We did that. You also wanted, well, we pivoted and we compared him to this year, the Miami Carson Beck. And I think Gunner was listening to my comments, man, because his stat line was disgusting. Um, I didn't pull it up yet, but I do want to, and I want to read it because it's nuts.
I'll just give you some of the highlights. I mean, in the second half, he went 12 for 12, and in total, he accounted for 5 touchdowns, 1 rushing.
Yeah.
I think he threw for like 80% completion percentage, close to it.
83.9%. He went 26 for 31 for 289 yards, 4 touchdowns, throwing, and then I think he had was it one
rushing touchdown.
Yeah, no turnovers.
His rushing touchdown was nuts too.
Yeah, that was a good play. He is because I text you around halftime. There was a throw that he wanted to take off too early. He could have had a touchdown. They ended up scoring anyway, so no harm, no foul. And I said he just can't make the throw. And he said, no, he definitely has the ability. He just didn't take the chance. But then you look at who we were comparing him to last week, Mr. Beck. Now he went 71%, which is still good. Man threw 0 touchdowns and 4 interceptions.
He threw 5. They gifted him 1 back. Yeah, he had
Louisville, unranked Louisville, but they were saying on the radio Louisville's pretty good. So
yeah, I mean, it's hard to tell ACC compared to SEC compared to Big Ten. Like everyone, and myself included, is at least in the South, is SEC is the best conference in football. But it's really hard to make those comparisons because you're not out here playing out of conference week in and week out, right? And our reasoning for believing that is based off of rankings and a little bit of eye test, but all of that subjective anyways. So like Georgia, for instance, playing Ole Miss, playing Alabama, playing Tennessee, like all those ranked games, their strength of schedule looks much, much more difficult than, say, in Ohio State, but that is completely and purely subjective based off the rankings. So Louisville very well could be a good team, unranked because of subjectivity, but it's still a game that the University of Miami goes into as a heavy favor and should win. So to drop that game is pretty bad. It's a black eye on the record and kind of on the program. And what's more troubling to me about it is Carson Beck's comments after the game. I don't know if you saw that.
I did not. What did he say?
He basically threw the receiver under the bus on the last play, saying that there was some miscommunication. The guy ran the wrong route, and it just didn't seem like he was owning up to his own poor decision making. I do think the ball was tipped at the line, so like
not all his fault.
I mean, it is. I mean, he threw the ball, right? Like he threw it where it could get tipped. So, I mean, he decided to throw the ball even if the receiver ran the wrong route. And
it's worse if he throws it directly to a defender.
it is
right?
for sure. Like
Or,
perception is like gets tipped at the line or gets batted into the air, or if it's off the hands of the receiver and it gets intercepted, it doesn't feel as bad of a mistake by the quarterback.
Yeah.
But what about the other three, right? Like that wasn't the only play in the
Thanks for
game
me.
that mattered. So yeah, I think the biggest knock on Carson is not his physical ability, it's his mental toughness, and I think that's what Gunnar Stockton has in spades, right? Like that
He
kid
does seem
is mentally and physically
Yeah.
tough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I was trying to speak purely about quarterbacking last week. Go check that out if you haven't. Also, just middle of the pod, like and subscribe. Go ahead and do that for us. We appreciate y'all. We know that we're having additional subscribers join our ranks, so we still haven't named y'all yet. We got to name y'all. But the quarterback that I think most would rather have after last week is Gunnar Stockton. It's not that his stats were that bad before last week, but you saw how bad it can be with Carson Beck. He has the ability to swing quite a bit.
His highs can be
What you
high,
think
but
of?
his lows can be real low.
Yeah, subterranean.
I think the thing that people will probably try to categorize Gunnar Stockton as, and a lot of times it's got a negative connotation with it, but I don't think it's always a bad thing. But I think he's more of a game manager, right? Like he does what's necessary, or what he's asked, right? He plays within the scheme. He does what he's asked. He's a lunch pail kind of guy. And he showed on Saturday that if you call on him to go 200 plus through the air, throw TDs, rush for TDs, like he can do it all. But he's not going to have like those eye-popping statistics week in and week out.
Right. Yeah, that's not his game. And I would actually say that's probably why I wouldn't even qualify him as a game manager. Like game managers these days are going to end up being NFL quarterbacks in my mind, right? Most NFL quarterbacks of the 32, vast majority are game managers. You have that bottom rung where they probably shouldn't be starting, but then you have the game makers, the game breakers at the top.
There's only a few
because
of.
Yeah, like 7.
I think there's probably less.
Maybe not even that. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe 5 if you're lucky.
Yeah. Just real quick, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes,
Josh
Lamar
Allen.
Jackson's, Josh Allen. Is that it?
I think
There's some borderline people.
Yeah, like Jaden Daniels is probably a borderline for me.
Really? He's not. He hasn't been doing it long enough for me.
Right. That's why it's a borderline, right? Because like he definitely has the ability to break a game wide open. I mean, you kind of saw it this weekend. He left in the third quarter, and the Dallas Cowboys absolutely wrecked the Washington Commanders the rest of the game. But to your point, second season, he's been hurt quite a bit this year. So he's got to do it over, a longer sample size for him to make that next category. But he definitely has the physical capability to be a game wrecker.
Yeah, he'll dime you up and he'll also cross you up. Maybe not this week. Did you watch The Art of the Juke?
No.
Okay, we'll save that for next week. There were 2 more topics for college that I wanted to talk about. One was still Georgia. Their defense. Does that give you any? Can this team win a national championship with their defense playing like that?
Can they? Like, certainly it's possible, but odds are not in their favor.
Okay, that's probably what I was trying to ask there. More of the odds. Unlikely. Because Ohio State looks unstoppable.
They do look unstoppable. Unfortunately, their schedule is so weak, bro. So weak. I mean, they played Texas to open the year, but Texas doesn't look like the team that many thought they were going to be. So I don't even know how good of a win that is at this point, or how good of a win it will be when we get to the end of the season. But no, certainly Georgia's defense playing the way they did Saturday, giving up 5 straight touchdown drives, like that's not going to win a championship. Now Kirby will go on record. He has gone on record talking about how good that offense is, and I believe him, right? Like this is kind of what Lane Kiffin's MO is really high powered offenses. They were ranked ahead of Georgia going into that game. Ole Miss was undefeated. Georgia, lost the game to Alabama. So it's not like they were going up against some, Division II school that just was running up and down the field on them. I mean, that's a very formidable offense. But you keep doing that week in and week out, which Auburn basically did the same thing for a half. Alabama basically did the same thing for a half. Like, you're starting to rack up enough to where this may just be who they are.
Yeah.
And they're really young young and inexperienced on that side of the ball. And Kirby has said in press conferences, he's like, sometimes they look really good, right? Like you saw it for 3 drives. You saw it for a half against Auburn. You saw it for a half against Alabama. But he said when they look bad, they look real bad.
Like Tennessee. That's another example when the defense they were like, oh, we playing today?
Yeah. So yeah, they've gotta get some consistency there. And hopefully that just comes with time. And unfortunately, they play a very difficult stretch of game. This has been a difficult stretch of games for them.
Oh yeah. No, it's not a loser in the bunch the last couple of weeks.
So, yeah, we'll see moving forward. But no, I don't think that's a championship caliber defense.
Okay, in part 2, you mentioned them, the Tide. So I sent you that message about the cigars, right? The way that they won that game was, to me, and the way that the fans were all starting to light up. You had like 19-year-old little girls out there lighting up the stogies, fans left and right. Everybody's smoking. It's like they smoking the pack. Like, have you heard that term before? It's a modern day rap term that the kids use. So I'm gonna put you in the pack. Smoking their ops, putting their ops in the pack. So I probably got it wrong, but it feels like that was what Alabama was doing. Tennessee was a solid team. I thought they were going to compete a little more, but they started lighting up the cigars, though. That was, I ain't going to lie. I was like, damn, that's kind of intimidating, bro.
So you mentioned it, like you sent me that text. And did you watch the game last night? I know we're not there yet, but did you watch it?
The Falcons?
Yeah.
I caught most of it.
Okay. They talked about that on the broadcast, actually.
Did they really?
Yeah, so there's some history there with the Tennessee-Alabama game, for one, is a rivalry game. It's a pretty heated rivalry game. It's one of those that doesn't get a lot of national notoriety, but if you're in that circle, Alabama, Tennessee, like you understand, like that's almost like Falcon Saints level hatred.
Really?
Yeah, and so there's some history there from previous years about lighting up the stogies. I think Tennessee may have started it a couple of years ago when they beat Alabama and they were all on the field smoking cigars. So it has become a part of the rivalry game.
Okay. Is Tennessee is Alabama more of a rival than Georgia for Tennessee?
So I don't. I would say probably yes. Yeah.
Okay. So who's Georgia's comp on that? Is that an Auburn?
Um,
Because I always, the Iron Bowl,
Probably
right? I don't know
Florida.
Auburn. Oh well, yeah, gotta be Florida. Tailgate, biggest tailgate in the South. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. But so how do you I know all right, so that makes sense. They have a rivalry and there's something going on with cigars, right?
Yeah.
Um, but there was just an aura about what they were doing. I was like, oh man, these boys might be back, bro.
They're out there aura farming.
They're out there aura farming, man. Sigma. That's a big Sigma.
We're gonna catch a
No
Gen
skibbity in
Zer
sight. Did I
follower
get
here
that one
now.
right? Hey man, we might.
But
They
yeah,
like
so
sports. They don't like outside. They like sports though.
but yeah, that's just like something that's become part of the rivalry.
Okay, that gives me a little bit of comfort. They did dominate them, but
Oh, they did.
that gives me some comfort.
And
Okay,
just to answer, I think what you were asking, I think this Alabama team, the way they're playing, is gonna be very difficult to beat.
yes, they are not the team that lost to Florida State anymore.
No.
Feels like they have turned a big corner. So we'll see where things work out because they beat the brakes off of Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt looks good. I watched that game too. I don't know, bro. Alabama look like they about to try to wreck some shop, bro. So it's going to be a good conclusion because Georgia offense does look elite. I mean, they are elite. They're putting up big points. We shall see. We shall see how the tide shall turn.
Yeah. One more.
How the dog shall bark.
One more side note about Georgia's offense, just because you brought it up. They've got a lot of youth there too. Chauncey Bowens is a redshirt freshman. Frazier is a sophomore. You got a lot of youth. You're starting 2 true freshmen offensive linemen. Not this past Saturday, but the Saturday before against Auburn was your 6th different starting offensive line rotation because they've had some trouble there on the offensive line. They've been rotating a lot of guys, a lot of freshmen. So I think at the end of the day, even the defense, like, this is great experience that should pay dividends in the future. It may not be this season, but going into next year, like, all of this battle tested, just sink or swim, trial by fire, like, this team is only going to get better.
Yeah, and that's good. That's encouraging. I'll take all of that. All right. There's one more note that I'm a little annoyed by, but I'll mention it.
The real GSU one.
The real GSU loss this past weekend. State not Southern.
I'll have to ask. I'll ask Brittany who the real. Ask Brittany who the real GSU is.
I'm sure she'll have an opinion, but it won't be right. So, but that's a good rivalry. We played them at their house at homecoming for their homecoming. So
disrespectful.
Yeah, and we only had one win on the season. That felt like Falcons Saints, where it would have been okay as long as we had beat Georgia Southern, and we lost. So, shout out to the Panthers, though.
You think they'll retain their head coach?
Guys. I don't know. I mean, if Lincoln Riley can get fired, or not Lincoln Riley, who's the guy for Penn State? James Franklin.
Yeah.
Did you see his buyout?
Yeah.
Ridiculous. They might fire.
They are seriously talking about buying out Mike Norvell in FSU. His is $100 million.
Yeah.
100 M's.
Where they at?
Yeah, Tallahassee.
They got that kind of money. Florida. I visited Florida State when I was looking at colleges. There's some money. There's some big money down there. Some big money down there in Florida. That's Seminole. I don't know. I guess maybe they're Cajun. I don't know.
It's a little Cajun, yeah.
Moving on. Moving on. All right. Hoo-dee-hoo!
From the gridiron to the hardwood, you know you got to keep your eyes on the birds. Let's talk Hawks. Let's talk Falcons. This is Hootie Hoo.
So briefly, because we don't have a whole lot of time to mess around with the Hawks, we're excited for it. They're coming up. There was some news that dropped. Mr. Dyson Daniels, the robbed defensive player of the year, we'll call him that. But he got a six man of the year or most improved. He got
Most
most improved.
improved.
MIP. Um, got that bag today, man. 4 years, 100 milli. I'm glad that they're keeping him around. Shout out DeJounte Murray for helping us get this player next to Trey. I think that was a good deal. I actually hope DeJounte has a good season, man, with old Zion. So shout out Dyson Daniels, man. I'm looking forward to the Hawks. I don't think I've been more excited about the Hawks season than I am now. That said, I said the same thing about them Falcons, man. And I'm gonna start with a little anecdote.
Hold up.
Did you have anything with the Hawks?
Did you see Trey's tweet?
I saw his little video. We had Shefty, his announcement. He did the LeBron announcement.
That's not what I saw, or at least not what I was referring to.
Yeah,
No, he went on the old
check it out.
Twitter X and wrote "Yes sir" and put some dice and some money bags, just shouting out his excitement about his brother Dyson getting the contract. So I think that's a good sign if you're a Hawks fan in terms of where Trey is mentally with the franchise, with the front office, what they're doing. I've seen at least talk that KP is looking for a contract extension in Atlanta. Like, he's happy here. We'll have to see how that plays out.
Yeah, brother got to pump his brakes a little bit. Can't have no money yet, man. You're already making top dollar.
But either way, like, it sounds like it's a good locker room vibe. So excited to see how that plays out on the court. All 82.
Yeah, man. Honestly, you cooked. We'll shout you out. Honestly, cooked. I'm excited. I'm excited for the Hawks, man. Can't wait for things to get jumped off. So that's Wednesday. I don't remember who we're starting against, but our game is Wednesday. The league starts tomorrow. The Falcons. So
the Falcons are soft. The Falcons. Sorry.
So let me start my little Epic Universe anecdote. We went to Orlando for fall break. Me, Brittany, and the kids. We go to Universal Studios, Epic Universe. Super dope park. Everybody should visit. Go check my Instagram, my personal, not the pod Instagram. If you want to see some pictures, they did a great job with that. While at the park, I wore my Michael Penix Jr. jersey. We went on Monday, so the Falcons were playing that night. I ran into several Bill fans in their gear, and they all were like, "Go Buffalo!"
Is that what they say?
Yeah, I guess that's all they were saying. Bunch of snowbirds down there in their Buffalo gear. But there was a bunch of people in football jerseys. I saw obviously Cowboys jerseys. Eagles fans, they follow me wherever I go. But literally everybody that interacted with me outside of the Buffalo fans seemed to be rooting for the Falcons. And it was so odd because if I wore my jersey in Atlanta, I wouldn't get that kind of love and support. And then I saw other Falcons fans in their gear as well. So that was super encouraging to be welcomed in a foreign place with my Falcons gear on. And then we ended that night in a win. Did you get to watch the Buffalo game? I didn't actually get to watch it. I circled back and watched the highlights.
I did watch at least 3/4 of the game.
Yeah.
I can't remember why I missed the beginning. I was up in Indiana for work.
That's right.
So it was quite a busy week.
Give me your critiques of Buffalo, because there's one thing that having watched the replays and the box score specifically that I'm a little perturbed about.
So I'm gonna say the good, right? Bijan
Okay.
Robinson, offense, defense, like we had a well-rounded game, right? We basically ran the ball almost at will, right? Bijan had over 200 yards, all-purpose yards, like
Yeah.
crazy stat line. And we got a W against a team that we thought, was more than likely going to win that game. We got a lot of pressure on Josh Allen. We didn't let James Cook go crazy. So a lot to like in that game. Some of the bad, I would say, when Jake Matthews went down, offensive line looked terrible. It looked like we were going to let the Bills back in the game. I think they scored on their first offensive possession coming out of half. You also had kind of a mistake, if you will, on Drake London going into halftime where he steps out of bounds and we don't get any points. So those were kind of the negatives, coming out of that game is, health of the offensive line and then, stupid in-game errors that cost you points.
So I hear people faulting Drake for going for it. I don't. Did it work out? It didn't. But people take chances all the time. So my biggest critique is we let him off the hook, right? You scored 21. If he gets in, you scored 28 points in the first half. You ended the game. We didn't, so it was 21. You end the first half with 21 points. You end the game with 24. That's not enough. I mean, I know that we had some injuries to the offensive line, so things got a little more sluggish, but it was like the game plan just changed. And we've talked about this multiple times, right? Playing not to lose when you're up. No, I want to stomp people, man. I want to destroy teams. I want them leaving Atlanta like feeling like, dang, they really beat the shit out of us. And it doesn't seem like that's our attitude. It doesn't seem like that's in our character, and it has to be. If you want to beat the best teams, you have to finish. And getting 3 points and a half, to me, even down or not, that's unacceptable. The way that they was running the ball, the way that the offense was looking, 3 points is unacceptable. Obviously, the good, I agree with you. Bijan went nuts. 200 all-purpose yards. They were calling him the best player in the league. I actually posted that on our Instagram. Somebody debate me why he isn't. Christian McCaffrey had something to say about that last night. But I don't think that that's acceptable. And that's not a recipe for success if we can't finish, if we're only playing a half of football. We're not going to beat the best. Yeah. Bills were one of the best teams, but they're down on their luck right now. We're not going to beat the best teams playing a half of football.
Yeah, I agree with all that. I will say on the Drake London before the half situation, like, I don't fault him, but I also think that situational awareness is key, right? Like, you elected, and I don't like this decision. We can talk about it in further detail because you did it again last night, but you elected to receive the ball to start the game, which I don't understand that decision ever. It never makes sense to me because you don't always get the opportunity to, score right before the half and then, get the ball coming out of the half and really take what could be a close game going into the half and flip it, doubling up. You don't always get that opportunity, but you never get that opportunity taking the ball first, right? Like, you will sometimes get that opportunity if you defer. You will never get that opportunity taking the ball to begin the game. And because San Francisco, or because Buffalo was getting the ball in the second half to start, I think that's why you have to play a little bit more situational and not allow yourself to go into the half empty-handed. Like, I'd rather 3 there than 0. Even though 7, to your point, you 28 points in the first half would be incredible. I'd rather 3 than go in with nothing, knowing that you're going to give the ball back to your opponent at the end of the half.
Did you see in the Niners game, Raheem I don't know if it was post game or at the half where he was like, "Yeah, we thought we had
A
a
second,
second left." And they showed the replay. There was no time left. They called that absolutely correct.
I
It's
think,
a 10-second runoff.
I don't.
He's losing. He's losing people. Raheem. He's losing support quickly. The way they were talking on the radio this morning about the way he's answering questions, the way he's interacting with the media at this point was not endearing. It was not very supportive. Um,
Yeah,
I still have hope that he turns it around, but it ain't looking good.
I put that one on Penix a little bit. You know, he's got it. He's got it just as much as I put it on Drake, right? Like, you got to be situationally aware. You cannot afford a grounding penalty there, for one.
Right. Can't take the
And
sack. Can't ground it.
yeah, so, shame on them for kind of botching those opportunities. And we were marching down the field, right? Like, the end of the score ended up being a 10-point deficit, but that game was close. Like, we were a field goal away from being level at multiple opportunities where we had the ball, right?
Right.
And we failed to get it done. So I don't necessarily put that one on Raheem, but there was other ones. And not to like pivot completely off the Bills game, because I don't know if there was anything else you wanted to say about it, but there was one big mistake that Raheem kind of owned, or at least claimed responsibility for, and that was a big third down.
10 players.
And we only had 10 guys on the field. Like, y'all are professionals. You get paid an absurd amount of money to play a children's game. Like, the attention to detail is not there.
No, it's not. On especially at a critical point like that, at 3rd and 13, you're just giving them the advantage, not having a player out there. And then there was another play. I think it was in the first half. They had 12 men on, right? Like, you pick a side. You can't drop the ball like that. I was disappointed in our performance in the Niners game. I don't think we anticipated their rookie who filled in for Fred Warner to wreck shop like he did, because that kid was everywhere. You made the point when you text me that when we lost, who's our middle linebacker?
Divine Diablo.
Yeah. When we lost Divine Diablo, things changed. My boy did not look good. Maybe he just wasn't ready to play. But you always got to be ready to play.
JD Bertrand,
JD
you were over
Bertrand.
him last year, and I
Yeah,
see it.
dog.
I saw it.
He did not look good. He out there with his Halo cap on. Like, come on, man. If you don't want to play, I'm not opposed to you wearing it, but you're the only one out there wearing it, and you're getting beat. You're responsible for all of these. Christian McCaffrey, he's never. There was a stat line that they said he's never had that many yards between the tackles.
Yeah, because they don't
game.
run it between the tackles, for one.
Well, Divine Diablo went out and they said, all right, we're going to attack JD Bertrand. They were attacking him.
Yeah.
He was covering him on the pass routes. He got abused. He got exposed by one of the greatest running backs of all time, right? Christian McCaffrey, he had some injury woes. He's up there in the GOAT conversation. Not the GOAT, but he's definitely up there. One of the greatest to tote the rock. But he got abused, man. And then the offensive line was just absolute trash. No Nick Bosa. I don't know who filled in for him. Maybe Michael Williams got some more time. A damn good dog. GDG. DGD.
DGD.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean the offensive line might as well not have been there, right? And I thought about it a little bit. Jake Matthews, he went down with an injury in the Buffalo game, sat out the rest of the game. It was a short week, right? I don't know how much of that played into it, but it was definitely something I was thinking about during the game, where
Mm,
you played a late night game in Atlanta on Monday night, and then you had to turn around and fly West Coast. How many days did you miss of recovery and then just preparation going into a night game in San Francisco, dealing with jet lag, like the whole nine? I mean, they're professionals. I don't feel sorry for them, but I wonder how much of their effort and like just their lackluster, like the way it looked, um, was due to some of that like short week, big travel. But
yeah.
I don't know that I start Jake Matthews in that game, right? Coming off that
They
injury.
showed on the broadcast the equipment he had to wear on his ankle. Right. It was two metal braces. He had two ankle braces on. Or maybe there was an ankle brace and something structurally attached to
Yeah.
the high ankle. But I was like, yeah, if he got to wear that, he probably shouldn't be playing.
And
Right?
like at this point, I feel like it's just like he has this ridiculous streak of games started. Like you're just throwing him out there to stat pad, right? Like because he didn't offer anything to you in terms of production
Yeah.
that you couldn't have gotten from one of the backups. Right? Like you could have gotten that same level of performance from one of the guys behind him, and you could have like let him rest up and heal. So I don't personally like that decision.
Think
Um,
about this though. Like, even if you wanted to do that, I'm sure Jake wanted to maintain his Ironman streak. It's the longest active streak in the NFL. And he probably wanted to go. If you're not getting production out of him after a quarter, why do you play him the entire game? That's a coaching decision. The other one, because they were just flying through our line, Mike got ate up. He took a bunch of hits. And that last one, he ended up hurt and he left Mike in. After they scored that touchdown, I saw Kirk Cousins put on his helmet. He was standing next to Raheem Morris. I know the quarterback controversy is going to be crazy if Kirk has to start and he has a good game. Come on, you got to do what you need to do for the future. And it just feels like Raheem doesn't want to pull the trigger when he should. You are the only one with the gun. Sometimes you're gonna have to pull the trigger, dog. That's the name of the game. That's the job. It feels like he's not a trigger puller. If you can't pull the trigger, you can't be my head coach.
I mean,
Now I'm not saying that I want him fired. I am not calling for that. But what I'm saying is I do think that he gotta be, he's gotta he got some changes to make.
indecision is a decision.
Hell yeah.
So,
Facts.
um, yeah, I mean, there's some questionable decisions being made on that front. Penix is day to day with that injury. He's got like a bone bruise or something. So we'll see
Yeah.
if he suits it up. I would expect him to suit it up on Sunday. Um, but we'll see. Is it this week
Mm.
that they travel?
No, we're here.
All
We
right.
got Miami coming to town on
And
Sunday at 1.
and then we head to London or Berlin or wherever it is.
I think it's Berlin, but yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, at least you have a guy like like Kirk sitting back there waiting, right? Like
We did not want to use him, no doubt.
we
Is
don't, but
especially to someone who, indecision is a decision. Like Kirk gets in there and balls, what happens?
I mean, as long as we win at the end of the day, I don't care.
I do, because the continued continuity of the team is at stake. Nah, Kirk's gone after this year if he's not traded, right? So
100%.
if he plays, I'm not too mad at it. I guess it's less of a decision to be made. But man, this Falcons team, man, I had the same excitement that Atlanta Hawks, do not do this to me. Right?
You're an Atlanta fan, bro. Like,
I know, but come on, man. I really was serious about my hope this year.
What is it? Acceptance is the first stage of recovery.
I got an illustration for you of what the Falcons season has been. So we got the Bucks. I'm rooting. I'm in. I'm here. I'm ready. We lose. Vikings. Hey, oh man, we dominated. Yes, we did it. All right. Next week. Different Falcons team. Different Falcons team. Different Falcons team. Different Falcons team. I want consistency. I want this team to win and be the same team every week. I don't want to play half a football game. I don't want the offense to look awesome one week and then like trash the next week. Defense has actually been pretty good. Defense, you're excused from the hat analogy.
Nah.
But the team, the coaching, they did good against San Fran. They held Christian McCaffrey did get active. He scored both their touchdowns, but they only scored 20 points, and one of them was like a last-minute touchdown. Right? It was 13-10 for a long time. That's why I kind of tuned out. I was doing some interview prep. Still had it on, but I muted it for a second. Me and Brittany got active doing some ChatGPT fire as far as like conducting an interview. It was very good. But I have all those hats. I got multiple jerseys. I don't want my team apparel to be a reflection of the product on the field. They should not be able to change it up as frequently as I do. They have to be able to be consistent and deliver. And that's probably one of the things I'm most mad about is that they are who we thought they were, right? Come on, man. This is infuriating. The Niners, we were supposed to win that game. I know it was a way. The Niners are a lot better than I think they were going to be. I definitely had them as a win. Had the Falcons as a win, right?
We both did. I was going to say, just like opponents notwithstanding, through this point in the season, you had us at 4-2. I had us at 3-3.
So you're right.
But I have not gotten the wins and the losses exactly timed up. That
we both have a win for Miami, right?
Yes, and I was wrong. We are home against Miami, then we are away at New England, and then we play Indy in Berlin or London or wherever it is.
Tough again. This next 4 weeks seems like tough sledding, man. The Dolphins excluded, but the Patriots look good. Drake May looks like he's going to be a good quarterback for years to come. Daniel Jones, Indiana Jones, he's had a career resurgence, and Jonathan Taylor is just running his head off. The Panthers, what? Like they shouldn't be this at home, but they look a lot better than they should. And then
Bryce Young sustained an injury, so that's one to kind of keep an eye on.
Okay. Yeah, and they barely beat the Jets, which is, I guess that's good. But then, we play the Saints, who, even in their most down of down years, we're generally going to split with.
I don't think we split with them this year. But we got a pretty, I would say, minus Tampa and the Rams. We play the Saints twice, the Jets, the Cardinals, and the Seahawks are kind of in the same realm we are, right? Like just inconsistent.
It's encouraging that we play them here. The way that we performed in San Francisco, I would not expect us to win if they had what's their thing called, the 12. If they had the 12 roaring at us.
Yeah, I mean,
but Arizona's tough. I think I got that one as an L.
You do. I think that's a W. I don't think they're
We're
good.
gonna hope, man. Kyler gonna come back with a vengeance. The Hobbit.
We'll see. I mean, we still got a lot to play. For 3-3 is not ideal, but it's also, you're not the Jets, right? Like you're not in shambles.
Did we be the Jets?
No, but I'm just saying, like your season's not in shambles, right? Like your head coach isn't
500.
isn't
Yeah,
fired yet.
yeah, but we have expectations, right? I'll repeat mine. A playoff win.
Yeah,
We
absolutely.
are on the edge of not making the playoffs, right? We got the same record as Dallas. Um, the NFC North is gonna push 3 teams in. That's gonna happen at the rate that they're playing, unless Caleb Williams regresses. But they look like Ben Johnson has turned things around in Chicago in a very very short fashion. So you got the Packers, the Lions, the Bears, the Bucks, the Eagles. That's 5. And the Niners and the Rams look like they're going to make it. That's 7 teams. Only 7 teams get in.
Yeah.
And the Seahawks have a better record. So, and the Panthers at this point in the season have. I think we finished better than them because we played them once more.
Well,
I'm not as optimistic
if we
as I
don't
started this.
make the playoffs, I don't think
Done.
Raheem
Yeah, he's done.
survives.
Yeah. And I think Scary Terry stays.
I think Terry's done a fantastic job. I need him to do some cooking though right now and get us some offensive linemen because losing Caleb McGarry has definitely shown. And then
Has it though? Like in the run game, like Wilkerson has done really good.
I think
He's not Caleb
I
McGarry.
think
He's
that
been an admirable feeling.
I think if you go watch the film, the eye test tells you that the run games, like the actual performance, is because of who's toting the rock.
Yes.
He's making like 6 guys miss to get
Right.
3 yards
Or to get 80.
or to break it. But
Yeah.
the point is like he is having to out juke or run through at least one guy at the line of scrimmage every time he's toting the rock.
Every play. Yeah.
So it's
Yeah,
not the
fair. Would
offensive
he have a
line.
300-yard game if Caleb McGarry was in there? Right.
Maybe, right? And don't get me wrong, I think Wilkerson has done an admirable job, but our backup behind all of that is like we're thin, right? Like when Jake Matthews goes down, like you don't have much to sub in for him because that
Right.
was Wilkerson.
It was. Yeah.
So I think we managed to do some contract maneuvering recently to free up like $7 million in cap space or something like that. And then I don't know what's going on with the Ray McLeod situation where he got sent home and there's some personal stuff. He tweeted out before the game, kind of trying to fire up his team to get that W on Monday night, but I don't know what's going on there, and if he stays with the team, that may be an opportunity to cut some cap to go out and find some linemen. I mean, we gotta do something.
Feels like we need a wide receiver if he's gone, right? Because Darnell Mooney still doesn't look fully healthy.
He doesn't, but he looked a lot better last night.
Yeah,
and
he had a catch along the sideline.
When you
really
look
good. He
at
looked fast, he's not doing it.
You
like
look
he
at
was.
Darnell Mooney, Drake London, Kyle Pitts, and Bijan, and you got 4 good receiving players. And Casey Washington has looked good in like short sample sizes, but I think we're okay. Like, would I love to add a piece to the wide receiver core? Absolutely. But if I had to choose between an offensive lineman and a wide receiver, I'm going offensive line all day long.
Yeah. Yeah. Attrition alone, right? It's a long season.
Yeah.
I sent them home, an excused absence. I'm working through some things that are private with the young man, and we will get those things figured out. It's between Ray, the organization, and us. I wouldn't say it's a disciplinary thing, more of a football thing with something we have to get straightened out.
If it's a football thing, why isn't he on the, it's weird. It's a weird situation.
Team's words.
It's another one of those instances that you were talking about where Raheem's giving information to the fan base and to the local media, and I don't think it's resonating.
It's not. It doesn't seem genuine. Looks like you're hiding stuff, which I understand keeping,
I mean,
family secrets, but we
I
needed it.
yeah, I don't.
And that's his former team, right? That would have been a revenge game. He could have went off.
I mean, I don't think he has the luxury of just like being completely transparent, but
that's opposite.
But at the same time, like, your fan base doesn't want to hear what you're saying, so find something better.
We're fickle people down here in the A. Turn on you in an instant. Better get it together.
Hey, but if you can get it done, man, we'll love you forever. I have nothing else as far as the Falcons specifically, but NFL still Falcons adjacent.
Still.
The New York Giants.
Yeah.
Denver Broncos. Is that a worse ball drop than?
No.
Is it because of what was on the line, but just like in a vacuum? What was the bigger choke job?
Ours.
Even if it was not the Super Bowl. Like, let's just say they were just 2 games.
It was.
I understand that, hypothetically speaking.
It's going to be impossible for me to take that context out of it.
Okay.
It was the Super Bowl. You're going to make me say the numbers.
No.
8-3 in the Super Bowl, dog. No, not even close. No one even cares. It was a regular season game. How dare you? How dare you make me utter those numbers?
19 points
really think it was...
in the fourth quarter. That was 25-2, and we went into overtime.
Which one's bigger, 25 or 19?
25, but you had a whole nother quarter to do it, and it went into overtime for you to actually seal it. Right?
Yeah.
So
for Lombardi.
The circumstances alone, the game that it was, absolutely the Super Bowl, right? But I was just
football's a long
curious.
Game, like 15-minute quarters. Anything can happen in the fourth quarter. Especially against the Giants, right? They got the great white hype, 2 of them. The bowling ball and the Jackson Dart got some swag to him too, man. He's an exciting player to watch. But Scatterboo, dude is a wrecking ball.
He's Mike Allstott reincarnated.
He's Mike Allstott, dog. So, I mean, they're exciting to watch. They're still the Giants, right? They got a ways to go to get back to, their prowess.
Yeah.
They got a great defensive line. They choked it away. There's no comparison now.
Do you understand now why Jackson Dart was the pick over Shedeur?
No.
No?
We haven't seen Shedeur. He could be
I
an
mean,
ace in
that's
the wings.
fair.
Yeah.
That is a
Was he?
fair
Should he
statement.
have been the pick over Dylan Gabriel? Hell yeah.
Probably, yeah. Although
He
Dylan,
ended up with Dylan Gabriel.
I didn't see the game on Sunday, but his first game he looked decent. They should have won.
He threw for I think it was like 119 yards on Sunday.
Mm.
He didn't turn it over. He looked better than Tua, which is probably going to get Mike McDaniel fired. Quinn Ewers got in too, just another rookie. I don't think he did very good, but he got some spin. Yeah, we'll see what happens with Taylor because now that did you watch that Thursday night game? I actually caught a good bit of that. Joe Flacco, they call it the
The Unk Bowl.
icy hype
Oh,
ball.
I heard it referred to as the Unk Bowl. So I tried to go to
The
bed.
Unk Bowl.
Yeah, Unk Bowl.
Good.
I went to bed at like 9 o'clock, maybe earlier, 8:30, because I had a 6 a.m. flight I had to catch Friday morning, and it was an hour drive. I think I left my hotel at 3 a.m.
Jeez. Okay. Oh man, that's super early.
Yeah. I mean, we boarded the flight at like 5:45 or something like that. It was an hour drive from the spot to the airport, so I rolled up to the airport around. I had to drop off the rental car and all that stuff. I rolled up at like 4 a.m.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's a lot. Yeah. Glad you made it. The last thing on Dylan Gabriel, the Browns scored 31 points in that game. He went 13 for 18 for 116 yards. So he did not lose in the game. He did not contribute to their win. With their defense being good, Cleveland's defense is good. Their running back, Jukins, man, I could have had him in free agency.
Quinshawn
Judkins, yeah, I could have had him like 2 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago. It was probably 3 weeks ago. He's solid.
You must
put
be in
a decent quarterback in there, man. Maybe Cleveland could do something.
What game were you referring to?
What you mean?
It wasn't their last game, right?
Yeah, they beat Miami 31-6.
Oh, I'm a week off. I was like, they got blown out by the Steelers. I was a week off.
Yeah. But man, a lot of football to go. I'm still optimistic. Not as optimistic as I was because the NFC looks better than I expected, and we don't look as good as I expected. Not on a consistent basis. Shout out the defense. The defense has looked good. I think our rookies are playing well. They can only get better, which is an exciting prospect for the rest of the season.
I will say, we didn't mention it. I mean, I absolutely agree with you 100%. Rookies look good. Defense looks good. We were missing Jalen Walker, the DGD, the number one or the first round draft pick, because James Pierce Jr. was also a first round draft pick.
Right.
But we were also missing Billy Bowman Jr. and those two guys have contributed a lot to the success of this defense. Okay. And then, as we mentioned, Divine Diablo going out early. So that's three key contributors to the defense so far that we didn't get a whole lot of contributions from, or any contributions from on Monday. We did get a little from Divine. We didn't get any from the other two. So
I didn't realize that Billy Bowman was out. I saw when they ran down the starters, the defensive starters, that he wasn't starting. It was Mike Hughes, but I didn't realize that he didn't play the whole game.
Yeah, him or Jalen Walker. So that may be some of it. Some of it may be the short week. All in all, defense looks much improved. Offense has to definitely get some consistency. Bijan is the best player in the NFL. I don't care what Christian McCaffrey did last night. He is one of the best players in the league for obvious reasons, but one game isn't the whole story. And Bijan has been the best player through 6 games. That's my feelings on it. I'd like to hear your feelings on it. Like my boy Alex the Great, Mr. Marcus, said, debate me. I want to know, if you don't think Bijan's the best player in the NFL, why? Debate me, because I'll give you several hundred reasons why he is.
Several hundred is wild.
Yeah. They're yards. Every single one of them.
Every one is yards. I love it.
I mean, he's doing things that very few running backs in the history of the league have done in all-purpose yards, specifically catching and running the ball, breaking tackles, yards after contact, the whole 9. But go ahead, as my boy said earlier, hit that like, subscribe, leave us a comment, debate us. Who is the best player in the league? If it's not Bijan, who? Because it's Bijan.
It is Bijan.
And I'm standing on that.
Bijan. And then we'll catch you on the flip side, man.
Yeah.
Like, subscribe. Let's get it.
Peace.